So the last episode, we left each other with me having to take a pregnancy test on the day of our expedition back to the UK. The long-awaited day came, the 29th of March, and in the morning I sneaked into the bathroom without saying anything to anybody and I took a pregnancy test. But I kept everything very secret until I went to the bus. In the morning, after doing the pregnancy test, we packed all the luggages and we went with our car towards the bus station where people had organized a bus for all the people remaining on the island to go back with the last flight to the UK. This is the 29th of March. This is our 10th attempt to go home. And we're trying to take another rescue flight tonight, but we have to go in the morning because at the border they're gonna let us only a few people. So we don't have any guarantee yet, but we are attempting again. Let's see how it goes. It felt really surreal because it was the beginning of the coronavirus. Everybody was really afraid. We were really feeling very weird with all these masks and even gloves on our hands. Wow. So these are the buses. We're maybe going, who knows? We're trying. This is us going on the bus. Once we arrived on the bus and we were sitting with all the people masked up and all in silence. Bus is moving. Ross is doing his bus. Here we go. Fingers crossed. We are going to cross the borders. All of a sudden, I took out my pregnancy test. In this mess, I'm going to show you something. Are you ready? And it's not, at least all this mess was for nothing. So that was at least all this hassle and risking our lives. We're coming back, not alone. So as you could see, it was worth it. It worked. It was very early to tell, but there was a line, and all that mattered for me that day on the bus was that I was not going back home alone. I was going back home with my baby, or with my babies. I didn't know yet. So despite all the obstacles, despite all the fears and all the troubles that we had, I was happy. I was in this rescue bus and I didn't even know if I could come home. I didn't even know if I was going to catch the coronavirus, but I was happy. I was happy to have endured everything and to have become that dream. And that's what was happening that day. And I was ecstatic. What was happening to our journey back? It was not like the regular journey, going to the airport, jumping on a plane, coming to Heathrow and going home. No, nothing like that. It was a proper adventure. The first obstacle was the custom, the dreaded custom. So this time, instead of crossing from the south to the north, we had to go from the north to the south. And the embassies had organized a sort of a pass for us. They put us on a list in order for us to be admitted to the other side. We're going to the border of Pila. There is the SBA surveillance. The British High Commission should be there waiting for us with our names, and hopefully they're gonna let us through, although we do not have British passports. They said that they're gonna let us through. Ross is doing all the documents in order for us to be able to travel. We are not sure if there is another bus waiting at the Greek border. Everything is uncertain. We have tried, God knows how many times, to get out of this beautiful country. Let's see if today we're going to be successful. We arrived with the bus at the customs and we had to get off the bus because everybody had to cross the customs by foot. We are at the borders. Let's see what happens. This is the moment of the truth. Oh yeah, what's gonna happen now? I need to put the phone in a strategic way. One by one. And once we were all out, there was a queue of people with all their luggages trying to cross desperately the borders to go home, and it felt like we were escaping a war. It felt like being in a movie and being that hero mom that saves the baby and bring them home. Here we go. I am at the border. We are at the border. They're checking our temperature, they're checking our documents. Let's see if they get it. We arrived at the border, and when we met the officers, they had the lists and they started to scan all the names one by one. And at that point, I was praying all the gods, again, all of them, like I did the first time, to pray that the embassies, they had put our names on the list. And it was going and going. It felt like a never-ending story. And then suddenly, he saw our names and he let us through. Thank God this time we made it without too much trouble. We made it to the other side. I don't know how, but we are on the Greek side of Cyprus. There are other people here with us, and we have another witness that would like to give the testimonial of this experience. Can you say your name, please?
Hi, my name is Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Yeah.
Hi, Sebastian.
After 2 weeks stranded in northern Cyprus, we came through today. And all these people, we are happy that we are going home. The plane should take us home. It feels really good because when you have no rights as British residents, it's even harder to get through the SBA custom.
Did you experience any difficulties before passing through these borders?
We passed last week and we were refused, but we don't know why we were refused because nobody was standing here outside. Today everything was well organized, the army, the consul, they were all checking us up. We were on the list, which we were requesting all week.
Who gave you help?
British Commission.
Right.
We tried to contact all our embassies, Slovenian, Estonian, Swiss embassies. They all didn't do much, as they don't have the authority as the British do on this side. So we are lucky and happy that we are finally going away. We crossed the border, and at the other side there was another bus to take us to a military base, not the airport. Our flight was going to be around 9 p.m. from Paphos. It was only approximately 10:30, and we couldn't wait all these people at the airport because of the coronavirus restrictions. So they brought us to this parachuting military base in the middle of nowhere. They are taking us to a military airport. We are going to have some water and maybe something to eat there. And then they're gonna take us to Paphos airport so we can have a shell. I hope there is a bathroom because I need to take my medicines, and not all of them go via my mouth. So I need a bathroom. And I did my injections just before departure in the morning because I didn't know how to do the injections on the bus. What an adventure! We are gonna see you at the military base.
Once we arrived there, it felt even more like being at war, because we arrived and there were all these military people, and all of a sudden we were in a line, and it was very peculiar because there were all these truck tires, one in front of the other, and there was food for us. Was very surreal. I was there in this military base with these snacks in the tires. It was an adventure, but it's something to remember, and it doesn't really matter what you are living and which conditions you are in. As long as you have your dream, then everything becomes all of a sudden perfect and magical. And then once we got our lunches and sandwiches, we ate something outside. It was very windy, it was super cold, I was freezing, and I had to charge my phone. We are in a military base. They gave us food. Eating a sandwich, some crisps, and an Alpen light. It's amazing. It's better than nothing. Oh, and I have water as well. My battery is getting low, so I'm gonna try to go in the parachuting area and see if there are some plugs where I can recharge the phone and continue with this documentary. I had to look for a socket or something, so I went around to explore the center, also because I needed to do my injections. I had a very strict protocol. I found something which was far from being the pretty ladies' bathroom. It was a military bathroom, but I managed to do all my injections there. And then I also managed in the parachuting area to find a little socket. Okay guys, I'm inside the military base. I've gone into the parachuting place. I managed to find a plug, and there is nobody here, so it's safer. I went to the toilet, and we are here waiting to be transported to Paphos Airport. Woo! And I sat on the floor, and I remembered it was a very amazing moment. I was there all alone, and I was talking with my baby. I was reassuring my baby that I would have taken him or her back home safe. People now have understood that there is a shelter because outside is really windy, and here I am in the skydive hangar, trying to go home in a pandemic. Hello babies, you're really brave. I'm really proud of you, and your mommy is keeping you not warm, because I'm not warm, but is keeping you safe. We're in a military base waiting to be rescued and go back to England. We're gonna make it. Stay warm. After several hours in this parachuting military base in the freezing cold, finally they called us on the bus again to go to the airport, and it felt amazing. We're going to the airport. It's really nice. Green. This is where baby is originated. You come from here. Beautiful place. You were conceived here on this beautiful island with this fantastic sun, and hopefully we will see you very soon. We arrived there, and when we boarded the plane, everybody was so excited. And I remember something really peculiar. This was the last flight of EasyJet that day in the UK ever, because they were going to ground all the airlines. So this was the last flight.
As I'm speaking, it's my first flight back to Gatwick this evening. Well, I do hope you enjoyed the flight with us. The good news is we are well into our descent now. We are talking to London Traffic Control. And we should be there in about 20 minutes' time, just about. Well down there, it is a very
It was a very emotional. Everything felt like a big celebration. All this cheering, everything made sense. All the dots were connecting back to something incredible and very magical. So we made it. We were finally back in the UK. It felt like, wow, now we're finally home and we can rest and we can finally enjoy being pregnant and doing all the tests. But no, of course we couldn't, because we had a move to do in 15 days. In the middle of the coronavirus, we had to move a 4-story house to another place in London. It was very difficult. The moving companies were not operating because it was the peak of the lockdown, where the infections in London were super high and nothing was working and people were not even going out just 1 hour per day or something like that. But guess what? We were on a train, we were rolling it, we were used to having obstacles, so we were like, hey, what's gonna be to have a move in the middle of the pandemic being newly pregnant? Nothing. So we organized everything in these 2 weeks, and of course I took some more pregnancy tests. I was doing a test and the line is not even 3 minutes, and I swear to God is oh my God, is stronger than the control line. And oh my God, I'm thinking, oh, maybe we have twins. It's like the strongest line I've ever seen. It's sucking the life out of the control line. It's stronger. Look, this one is the line of my line, and this is the control line, and this is stronger, and it's not even 3 minutes. There is so much HCG in my system, it's not even funny. Oh my God. Well, I'm definitely pregnant, there's no doubt. So I had a stiller and I was super happy, but also I was starting to get worried that I might have twins. This was something that we were not wishing for different reasons, and also for health issues. It's something that we didn't want. So it was a little bit of a bittersweet result. I've done 2 tests. The first one is very positive, and this morning I took another one which is also very positive. I have a suspicion that they might be twins. Actually, we don't want twins, so that would be a little bit of a problem for us. We have no way to know it until the scan, which is going to be mid-April. So tomorrow I'm going to go to do the bloods, the beta, and see how high it is. The beta is blood test that you do in order to check how much HCG levels you have in your blood. And my levels at day 12, they came back super strong. So the first beta at day 11 was 1160, which gives a bit of a hint that it could be twins. But then everybody told me, no, the beta is not reliable for twins. It just says that you have a stronger pregnancy. After 2 days, I repeat the beta, which should double. And my beta after 2 days was 3,755. So it almost quadruplied, if you say that. I'm really, really scared it's gonna be twins, and I'm afraid we can't have twins. I'm an idiot because I convinced myself to put 2, and the doctor was telling me put 2 because of your age, and I was convinced 1. In the last second I said 2, and now I think I'm an idiot. Yeah, I should have thought about that before, but everybody was telling me it's never gonna be twins, it's gonna be better to put two, and I should have done the math better. You put two, you can get two. It's as simple as that. It sounds very simple, but actually it's not. And I don't wish you to be in this situation. Of course, I'm happy that we have a positive result, but it's also equally heartbreaking if you have a result that you're scared of. The scan needs to confirm this, and so we don't know until then, but we have a lot of hints. My suspicion of having twins, the fear of having twins, was getting stronger and stronger. I was very, very scared. But I didn't know yet. Obviously, based on the HCG alone, you cannot really make predictions. So I tried to calm down, concentrate on the move, getting everything prepared. So we are about to change house as well. So there's a lot going on. There is this pandemic outside. The government says that it's not advisable to move. There are around 1,000 deaths per day, which is terrible.
Moving house will be permitted if it's critically important, or if the property being moved into is currently empty. Those who do go ahead, though, must continue to respect social distancing rules.
I'm scared to death, but we have to do it. What can I do? Anyway, it's almost spring. The good silver lining is, I'm gonna show you in a second. It's almost spring. Trees. Everything is blooming. I just found this book. It's a 50-year-old book of fairy tales that I used to be told from my mother when I was a child. So I'm gonna keep that just in case this little one is gonna survive and be in the world. You're gonna get this book too. It's like a piece of a museum now. My scan is in 5 days. So in 5 days we will discover if it's 1 or 2 or 0. At this point, with all this nausea, I don't think it's 0. However, you never know. You never know. You're always on your toes all the time. Bye. And on the day of the move, the 15th of April, in the afternoon, we had also our private scan. So what a day, moving a house and doing a scan. And the result, I'm not gonna tell you this episode, but if you follow me in episode number 8, I will take you with me in the scan room and I will tell you all about the findings. In the meantime, if you have any questions, just get in touch with me or leave a comment below. And I will see you in the next episode. Have a nice week. Bye! And I know I have been extremely lucky to have a positive result the first time I ever did IVF. I know many of you are struggling with years of doing IVF, and this is much worse than being in the situation that I have been with the coronavirus and all the obstacles. But even for you, I want to say your hurdles, your obstacles, your heartbreaks, your miscarriages, everything that you have lived so far that has broken you, don't let it break you forever. Don't let it break you for good. Do not give up, because this is the only way for the dream not to come true.